Hello everyone, in this video today we're going to be taking a look at an article from MarketWatch that was published November 3rd. YouTube's new profiles for children have privacy experts very concerned. Well, they rightfully so are concerned. Not only that, parents should be concerned with this because knowing YouTube and the fact of the far left, these kids' profiles are going to be linked to things like queer kid stuff. And if you don't know what queer kid stuff is, go on to YouTube, type it in, and check it out. Basically, it's, grooming of children to an extent. It's about indoctrinating them and programming them to believe far leftist ideologies and it's pretty nasty shit. But this is by Carrie Paul. And let's get into this. Children's video streaming may have just gotten more invasive. YouTube is now allowing parents to make profiles for their children that personalize content based on child's age and interests. To create an account, you are required to put the birth date and name of your child. This allows families with multiple children to keep separate accounts that allow for more age-specific recommendations from Google and is tailored for children under the age of 13, which again is going to probably bring up queer kid stuff and very similar far left quote-unquote children's programming. This is pretty scary. Privacy experts aren't convinced your child should have her own profile at such a young age. They really shouldn't. That's another thing. They shouldn't. And the reason why they're doing this is because they want to get them when they're young with their leftist ideologies. That's the whole point of this. It's about indoctrination. It's about programming people's children. And they're expecting parents to be too stupid to realize this. It's very concerning, says Josh Golan, executive director of the Campaign for a Commercial-Free Childhood. Google seems to be setting up consumer profiles for children that may be going into its vast profiling machinery used for advertising. No, it has more to it than that. It's got a far more nefarious intent behind it. And it's about programming these children into far-left ideologies because they're losing. They realized that with Generation Z, they've created the most conservative generation out there. So what they're trying, because of the shit that they pushed, because they crammed it down their throats at too old of an age, that with seeing things going on around them, it woke them. Okay? It wasn't like the millennials who got spoon-fed everything and just took it lock, stock, and barrel. These kids saw the shit and went, no, the opposite's going on. What the hell are you talking about? So what they're thinking is they can take these kids now at a very, very young age and program them from that point so that they don't have the same thing that happened with Generation Z happen with these kids, and that they can twist and manipulate them to get the agendas that they want to happen. A Google spokeswoman told MarketWatch that YouTube Kids does not use children's data for personalization of paid ads. Ha! Oh no, it's about indoctrinating them. When a parent sets up a profile for their child, the only information collected is the name and the birthday, she said. That input is then used to customize the experience, she added. Older kids will receive more text and more videos on the home screen. Okay, yeah, what are these videos going to be containing? Oh, I don't know. The ideologies that James Damore may be called out and got, for being what they are, complete bullshit, and getting fired for it? Yeah, probably. In the U.S., the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA, restricts the collection of data on children under 13 without parental consent. That makes these YouTube accounts a game changer for minors. Why? Parents must explicitly consent to the collection of data on their children when accepting the terms of agreement on the app, making it legal for Google to target them. It's legal, but it isn't ethical or fair to children, Golan said. So yeah, this is also the fact that they're going to use this to track these kids. They want to see where their indoctrination leads these kids. They want to see if they can program these kids to believe that black is white, up is down, left is right, and so forth. so that they can push these ideologies onto them from the far left. Google says it allows children to browse safely. Per the privacy policy, Google automatically collects and stores information about a child's activity on the app, including search queries and viewing habits. If a child uses audio commands with the device, their voice recordings, including several seconds before and after the recording, will be logged and stored by Google. Location information is also collected by Google. So basically, yeah, they're going to track these kids. They're going to program them. They're basically setting these kids up for the future, okay, to be nice little love-to-be-tracked leftist virtue signaling shitbags. Kind of like everyone at Google for the most part, with those few exceptions here and there, like James Damore and the other ones that are afraid to lose their jobs and their livelihoods and stand up to this bullshit. The company says in its privacy policy it will not serve ads to children based on specific information in their accounts, but may target the children based on broader demographic information, including their location, that is, city and state, and the content the child tends to watch. So yeah, you're tracking the kids. This is metadata. It's no different than the cell phone metadata bullshit with the NSA, which actually reveals more than the actual conversation in most cases. Yeah, okay, Google. What's more, the profile allows the app to tailor experiences to children's specific ages and allows parents better monitor what content their children watch. Google said in a blog post. Bullshit! Yeah, right. It's going to be force-feeding these kids things like queer kid stuff. We both know it, Google, so shut the fuck up. This is particularly pertinent as YouTube struggles to squash violent and inappropriate content marketed to children on the app. Translation: anything right of Marx that isn't like queer kid stuff, they're trying to stop your children from viewing because they want your children to watch fucked up shit like that so that they can program them. Oh my god, this is some fucked up shit. Critics say children should have less screen time. Yeah, they should. But Golan said children's accounts do little to stop this problem, and that suggesting more videos to children isn't the answer. Exactly. They're trying to hook these kids so that they can program them. That's the whole point behind this. They want these kids' eyes glued to whatever device they're looking at. Tablet, cell phone, computer, TV screen. Whatever it is, they want the kids' eyes focused on it so that they're instilling what they want instilled in those kids, not what the parents want. If you're creating an app for children, you shouldn't be recommending additional content to begin with, he said. Kids should be watching for a limited amount of time and shouldn't be bombarded with all of these choices that will be tempting them based on what they like. Yeah. Google disagrees and said that YouTube's Kids app encourages parents to take responsibility for their children's screen time. They know full well parents are going to sit kids in front of tablets and TVs with Google on it, with these kids' accounts, and they're going to be brainwashing these kids into leftist ideology. They know this. They're not stupid. The YouTube's Kids app offers various parental controls that allows timers to be set for children's screen time, she said. The app also allows parents to block videos and set different parental controls for different children. Yeah, but you know that most parents are not going to take advantage of these features because they're automatically assuming, because, you know, they're dumbed down moron, probably millennial idiots and people from my Generation X, that think that you're going to be, you know, above the board, you know, do no evil. They still think your motto is do no evil. So they're not going to take advantage of these features. And you know this. According to a 2016 recommendations, according to two recommendations put forth in 2016 by American Academy of Pediatrics. That sounds more grammatically correct. Children under the age of 2 should be restricted from screen time completely, while children ages 2 to 5 should only get up to 1 hour a day of quality programming. Children ages 6 and above should have screen time strictly monitored so they can get adequate sleep and outdoor time. Disney was recently sued in a class action lawsuit for collecting data on children under the age of 13 without parental consent and selling it to advertisers. Disney said the suit was based on a misunderstanding of the legal principles of COPPA and that it looks forward to defending this action in court. Oh, no, their choice of a legal, their Oh, excuse me. It was more about their choosing to interpret them, the legal principles of COPPA, the way that they saw fit to make fucking money. Okay? But the thing is with Google, I'm telling you, it's more about getting the kids in front of something with YouTube on it, okay, and program them. That's what it's about. That's completely what it's about. Because they know they're losing the information war. All right? And they're scrambling now. And they're thinking now 5-10 steps ahead. And they think that they got to get these kids programmed at as early an age as possible. And that's what they're doing with this. That's the whole intent. They don't want to see another Generation Z situation. It's that simple. Because now they have to deal with that generation being the most conservative one in God only knows how long, due to them revolting against identity politics and virtue signaling and leftist ideology. They want to get them indoctrinated into the leftist ideology to where they won't do that. Because I mean, these kids, as I said, the Gen Zs, because they came into school and got indoctrinated at a later age, they woke up, they got woke, and they went, well, wait a minute. What they're telling me and what I'm perceiving, from my surroundings is totally different. And they can't have that anymore because they're just going to keep losing ground if that happens. And there's going to be even more of a resurgence in conservatism. And they don't want that. I mean, they're still butthurt about, their girl Hitlery. So, I mean, anyways, I think I've gone through this well enough and covered things, as best as as best as they can be. So I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.